assaulted James Cooley. You've been sort of in the wind. You called several times over the years. We've been trying to get you here, and this morning you came in and they handed me this. Pending sentencing, you've been convicted. Your bond has been canceled.
I was staying at a domestic shelter, followed me down there and attacked me. He told me he was going to kill me.
Well, you need to stay here.
This is why Judge Middleton is widely regarded as one of the best. This young lady has had some troubles with the law, including being on warrant status for 3 years, so the judge could have thrown her ass in the can right away. But he didn't. There are 2 reasons why. First, she's back home and listening to her mama. Second, she's back home listening to her mama and turned herself in. Let's see how this goes. Let's roll, nerds.
All right, let's talk to Kiara Mullins. Would you come up to the podium, please? This was just handed to me. Shayna likes to do that. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let me look this up and see what it is. The allegation here is that on December 4th of 2022, you assaulted James Cooley, someone you had a dating relationship with, and this happened in Sturgis Township. So allegedly you had a previous offense in 2017, so it was charged as domestic violence, second offense. You've been sort of in the wind since 2022 or early 23. You got arrested, you posted a bond of 2,010%, which was forfeited. And then we've been you pled guilty to domestic violence first offense in January of 23. I set the sentence for February 1st at 11 o'clock, and we haven't seen you since. You also owe $275 from an earlier case, 2021-21-2106 SM. That was an assault case that was reduced to disturbing the peace. I gave you 2 days in jail, credit 2 days, and that amount of fine, which you've never paid. We've been trying to get you here on and off for 2 years now, and this morning you came in. And they handed me this. So also here with us is Miss Jackson from the Public Defender's Office. So you were pending sentencing, you've been convicted, your bond has been canceled as a point of fact. Where do you live now?
I didn't have anywhere to stay. My mom offered me to come home yesterday, and I drove back from Ohio.
Okay. Where's your mom?
Sturgis, Michigan.
Is she at the Ohio Avenue address?
No.
Who's your mom?
Nicole Mullins.
Okay. What have you been doing in Ohio?
I was staying at a domestic shelter, and then James followed me down there and attacked me.
So Mr. Cooley's still in the picture?
He's in Ohio. He followed me there. I drove from Michigan in January because he told me he was going to kill me before my court date. So I left and I was staying in shelters, and he ended up in Sydney, Ohio, where I was, and attacked me again down there.
So did he get charged with assaulting you in Ohio? There's some Kleenexes right there.
Yeah, he did. And he's still there now, and my mom told me to come here.
Is he in jail? But is he pending a charge?
No, they dropped the case.
Well, your mom gave you a good advice. The fact that you're here, it makes it unlikely that you're going to flee again. We need to take care of this. If I were going to be here, I'd simply cancel your bond and give notice to the prosecutor that we were going to do the sentence. but I'm not gonna be here for a few days, and your original attorney, Lori Hines, is not here. So how long have you been back in Sturgis?
Just since last night.
All right, well, you need to stay here till we get this taken care
I'm
of.
staying with my mom, and she told me to come here.
All right, well, that was the right thing to do. If you got stopped for a taillight or something, they would have picked you up and taken you into jail. This was a tumultuous relationship, and now I've learned that he's been charged with assaulting you. Does he know you're here? Do you have children together?
Not with him. I have a son. He believes he's his, but he's not. But I didn't tell him that.
Well, all right, don't say any more about that.
Okay, because yeah, it's just toxic. My son's at school right now, so.
He goes to school in Sturgis? Okay, well, I'm not gonna lock you up. I originally thought I was, but I don't want to leave you sit in jail while I'm in Rose Hall for a few days. So I'm going to set a PR bond of $500. Set this reset sentence with attorney Lori Hines within 2 weeks. All right, I'm going to recall the bench warrant. Did you ever get a job or anything in Ohio, or you were just sort of on the run the whole time?
I tried, but the one job I had, they ran my background for the warrant.
Oh, I'm going to open a warrant for you.
And that's why I called my mom, because she said it was just best to come back and try to take care of it.
She's right.
I just don't want him to find me again.
Well, I don't know what to say about that. This is being live streamed, so people can watch it. But I'm not going to lock you up. And you could consider a personal protection order now that you're here to prohibit him from having contact with you. And you can go up to the clerk's office before you leave. All right, here's the deal. You're going to have to sign a $500 PR bond form. You're going to have to go out to the court office. They're going to set a sentencing date. Your attorney, Lori Hines, is still here. Her office is directly across the street from the courthouse. It says Hines Law on it. And she'll still be representing you on this sentence. But you called several times over the years about turning yourself in.
Yeah.
And then you never did it. But you're here now. I'm not going to put you in jail and let you sit there for 6 days while I'm gone. And I'd like to know more about these assaults against you by this victim, quote unquote. So we're going to sign the PR bond form. I've recalled the bench warrant. We're going to get a sentencing date. You're going to get reconnected with your lawyer, Lori Hines, and this thing can be taken care of. And then perhaps you'd get a job and get on with it. All right, you go to the court officer, and I don't know the date yet, but the clerks will give you a date.
Okay.
All right, thank you. And they're going to need your contact information, phone number, email, that kind of stuff. All right, Miss Jackson, that's all we got. That girl's between the proverbial rock and the hard place. Good morning, sir. Are you Giovani Luna Calderon? Yeah. Would you come right up to the podium there? The file number here is 25832 OT. That stands for Ordinance Traffic. You got a ticket in Sturgis on May 3rd for driving without having a license and impeding traffic. Impeding traffic is what they charge when they don't know what else to charge, or they're trying to cut somebody a break. It's punishable by a fine of up to $105, but it doesn't carry any points. The other charge, driving without a license ever acquired, is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail, and I believe this one's up to $500. According to this, you just don't have a driver's license. How old are you, sir?
22.
Mr. Tim George is here on behalf of the city of Sturgis. Mr. George, would you dismiss the civil infraction for the $105
Yes, sir.
if he pled to the no operator's license?
Yes, sir.
Sir, are you willing to plead to the offense that you were driving a car on that day without ever having a valid license?
Yes.
Anybody threaten you to get you to do that
No.
or promise you anything?
No.
You've signed the advice of rights acknowledging that you're giving up your right to a trial. There won't be a trial. I'm simply going to give you a fine and some time to pay it. You understand?
Yes.
You've never gotten a license?
No.
Ms. Jackson advised me that you don't have lawful residency status, so you can't get it.
Right.
I see lots of people like that. Are you a Sturgis High School graduate?
I am.
I call guys like you Dream Act babies or DACA kids. Ms. Jackson and I were discussing before we started if we could fix things, we'd fix this. But I can't fix it. I joked last time I was going to run for president and try to fix it, but I'm not running for anything. But you can't drive and I can't fix it to get you a license. Whose car were you driving?
My brother.
Well, he can't let you drive, or he could get charged with something himself. Where were you going?
Going home
From where?
from the gym.
Okay. Do you work someplace?
Yeah.
Where's that?
XOS.
And how?
Yeah, and house.
Do you have a way to get back and forth to work?
Yeah, I have a ride.
All right. I wish I could fix this. Have you started DACA status, or you have any sort of?
Well, I started it, but that's when they shut it down.
Yeah. So you were in the process.
Yeah, I had put in the papers and everything, but they stopped it.
How old were you when you came here?
Like 3 or 4.
You're as American as anybody else that went to Sturgis High School. But as I said, I can't fix it. Going to dismiss the impeding traffic. Not sure. What did he do to impede traffic?
Disobey a traffic signal.
All right. $75 fine, $75 crime victims' rights fee, and a $50 state minimum fee. $200. Can you pay that today, or do you need time to pay it?
I can pay it today.
Very good. I wish I had a better answer for you, sir, but I don't. All right, the bailiff will take you out to the counter. You can pay the fine, and you're good to go on about your business.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoy watching this content, please like and subscribe. It helps new channels like this one gain exposure. There is a lot more good court to come, so if you like what you saw, tell your friends. If you didn't, tell me, and let me know what you'd like to see and how I can improve. Thanks.